finally kind of cooled off a little bit. I've been wanting to get to these guys, the rabbits here, get them brushed out because they're blowing their coat, their coats, blowing their coats, you know, shedding. It's all clumped up. Not all of them, but a couple of them, all clumped up. It needs to be brushed out, and just it'll give them a little bit of relief. But it's been so stupid hot every time I've had a chance to come out here. They're just laying in their cages panting, and I don't want to pester them too much whenever, you know, it's stupid hot out. But it's nice and cool this morning. The heat hasn't got to us. It got down to 65 degrees last night, so I think it's a good time to get them brushed out. But I got one problem here. My dog Max, he's out here this morning with me because he always has to come out whenever I come out, especially with the camera. I don't know why. He just knows something's going to go on when we got the camera. He's got to be out here, and he's not great around rabbits. So we're going to put his collar on him today. See if I can't keep him under control. I may have to put him up. He sees the collar in my hand. He just comes running. Hey there, puppy. But we're going to see how that goes. He actually gets pretty excited when the collar comes out. Usually means we're going to go somewhere, we're going to go do something. If you haven't seen this before, this is what we call the mini educator. So he's got the collar on. I've got the remote control right here. It's got a vibrate function right here. It's got a slight shock function and a large shock function. So hopefully I don't need to use this, but I don't know that I can keep him under control without it when I got rabbits out of the cages. We're going to see. So I've got, here, hang on. So I've got my brush here, and this is just a, you know, kind of a wire brush for, you know, it's made for shedding, like dogs, cats, rabbits, that kind of thing. It's made for brushing out, shedding fur. You can see there's a lot of hair in it already. I've been kind of messing with them a little bit. But I'm gonna get them out here. I'm gonna sit down and do this because I'm lazy. I got a little their feed bucket over here, or their feed tub over here. I'm just gonna get them out of the cage, put them on the feed tub, and brush them out. We're going to see if I can keep the dog under control, or if I have to put him in the house. If I have to put him in the house, he's going to sit in there and cry and bark and annoy everybody in the house. But, you know, it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do. Oh, I can tell Max is excited, but so far he's being real good. Okay, yeah, he needs brushed out. All clumped up here. It's okay. It's okay. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. It's just got clumps of fur all over him. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look at that. Look how much fur is just coming right off of it. Just crazy amounts. I probably should get a bag and bag this stuff up instead of just throwing it on the ground. Probably should. Max, you're being very good, puppy. I'm kind of surprised I'm not having too many problems with him. That's good. Don't jump off there. You're not going to like it. Some of these clumps I can just pull out. It's just, here, let me bring you guys in a little bit closer. You'll take a look at what I'm looking at here. He's just got so many clumps of fur just all stuck to him. He just looks rough right now. He feels rough. He doesn't feel nice and soft. He does right here. Nice, soft, smooth fur, but back here, all this, you know, fur that's just trying to get shed. No, don't jump off there. You start running, we're going to be in trouble. Leave it. Leave it. Good boy. Go on. Go on. Good boy. Give me a minute here. I need to get a little bit set up better. Need to get some good, need to get a bag or something to put all this extra fur in. Let me stick him up for just a minute. All right, back at it. So you can see maybe, how his fur just looks all rough and kind of clumped up back here. And you can feel it when you run your hands across it. It just feels rough. It doesn't feel right. So that's what I'm going to be brushing him out for. Now, not all rabbits always need brushing. Sometimes they just blow their coat just fine. But, you know, we still got plenty of although it's fall now, we got plenty of hot weather probably left. It's up in the 90s every day, and getting this extra fur off him is not going to hurt at all. He's going to be pretty happy with that, I think. So, I mean, there's nothing special to brushing him out. It's just run it across here. Try to be kind of gentle, of course. I try not to be too rough with him because, you know, I don't want to hurt him, of course, and traumatize him. He doesn't seem to mind this too much, though. Cover their eyes up. It helps a little bit, usually. But yeah, I got all this extra fur. You just don't need all that extra fur, do you? Clean my brush out. Look at that. Crazy. You know, this has been, in a lot of ways, a pretty rough year for me. I mean, not because of external factors. I just kind of, well, I guess kind of because of external factors, but I just had kind of a hard, tough season. Summertime, really. It was just so hot and so dry. I struggled so much with the garden. It was the worst gardening season I've ever had. I got real discouraged with it and kind of finally just gave up on it because it was just too much work for me to battle it all the time. And we didn't get much production out of the garden. I got kind of lazy. I'd had such a hard time finding rabbits that I kind of gave up on them for a little while. I just had, you know, I got a full-time job. I mean, I got other life outside of just raising rabbits and quail and gardening. So, you know, put a little bit of focus on that, but I didn't get everything done that I wanted to get done this year. I was just kind of lazy with it. I was just kind of, like I said, kind of gave up on the garden. I don't know how to explain it. I guess some people might call it depression, but it wasn't really depression. I don't really get depressed. I just got discouraged, I would say. But good thing is there's always next year. I've felt a little bit invigorated lately. I got over it. I got the new rabbits in. That helps a lot. QuailCon, that was a great time at QuailCon. That helps kind of reinvigorate me a little bit. I've gotten back into answering comments again on YouTube, which for a long time I haven't been answering them. I've just been kind of busy. It was part of that kind of issue I had with just getting, I don't know if you'd call it burnout. Just needed a reset, I think. But I've got that done. Now I'm not back to, I mean, I don't know how fast I'll get to your comments, but I am doing my best to answer the comments on YouTube again. It's been a while since I've really been good at answering any comments, and I need to get better at that. I've been feeling like I needed to for a long time. I just needed a good excuse to do it. You know, good way to change my outlook, change my attitude, or something, whatever it was. But either way, I don't know exactly what could do it, what did it. But I do feel a little invigorated now. I do have a renewed interest. I wish it would have happened at the beginning of summer, and you know, maybe my garden would have done better, but I got plans. I know what I'm going to be doing now for next year. I know how I'm going to fix some of those kinds of things. You know, the garden was rough because partially the drought and the heat that we had this year, but also, I mean, it was just, we got such a late start on it. I was kind of lazy with it. I didn't do the things that I normally do. I didn't throw a bunch of compost on there. So, you know, just multiple things on that. Part of it was my fault for sure. A lot of it was my fault for sure. Oh, you feel so much better already. But anyway, it's going to get better. That's my point. And, you know, I know some of you guys probably deal with these things too. I'm not the only one that deals with this, where you just kind of get burned out from time to time. Oh, it's okay, buddy. But just know that, you know, keep working through that. You'll find, you'll get to the other side. I guess that's the point. You'll get to the other side. You don't have to do everything at once. It's not that big a deal. Oh, don't jump off there. It's not that big a deal that the garden didn't do well this year. It doesn't have to do well every single year. I can have good years and I can have bad years. And, you know, if you just need to take a year off, take a year off. You know, in the Bible, Old Testament, you know, they took every 7th year off. They let the land rest. They let everything rest every 7th year. That means you had to make sure that you got enough the other 6 years to make it through that 7th year where you're not producing anything. But it's not a bad thing to take some time off if you need to. If you just feel kind of, you know, burned out, just low energy or whatever it is, you know, take some time off if you need to. It's not a bad thing. You don't have to do everything all the time. Don't jump off there. Stay there. You gotta love these silver fox rabbits. They're pretty calm and pretty mellow. Come on, let's back up. Let's back up. Don't run off there. Max, leave it alone, buddy. And Max is being very good. I was really concerned that he was going to be just all over these rabbits. Now, if he jumped off here and started running, Max would be on him in a minute. But he seems to be doing pretty good with him just sitting here. Okay, this takes a little while. You got a lot of extra fur. He feels, I can tell a significant difference when I rub my hand down. He's nice and soft and smooth now, where he was rough before. It's just much better already. But he's still got a lot of fur, especially back here on the back side and on this side right here. It's just having a hard time getting it all out. Some of this stuff, I think I just got, oh, don't jump off, don't jump off, no, no, no. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Some of this stuff I think I got to just pull. The brush isn't grabbing it really well, but I can just grab it with my fingers and pull it out. There we go, there we go. He likes sitting this way better, I guess. Alright, I think he's done for the day. I can see rabbit fur on the lens of the camera, so you may be seeing that in the video too. I don't know, but I think he's done for today. I mean, there's some more brushing out I could do. He's still got some loose fur, some fur that's shedding out, but man, you can just tell, just rubbing my hands across him like this, it's nice and smooth now. It's not rough. A couple of spots down low that are a little bit rough, but I don't want to stress him out too much. I got the majority of it. And we got half a bag full of rabbit fur in there. We took quite a bit of fur off of him, and I think he's better. Interesting thing about Rex rabbits, if you didn't know, they have this stand-up fur. You rub them this way, their fur stands up. I don't know if you can see that. And you gotta do this to lay it back down. It doesn't just lay down on its own. That's unique to Rex rabbits. They have that stand-up fur is what they call it. Or not Rex, silver fox. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's try that. But that is a unique characteristics of a silver fox rabbit. But he feels good now. I can feel it's just much smoother. Before I rubbed my hands down him, it just felt rough and it just didn't feel right. So this brushing out was a good thing for him. All right, buddy, let's go put you up. I got one or two more that need to be, here, let's see if we can get you to pose a little bit for the camera. Okay, there we go. I'm not an expert at posing, but that's not bad, is it? He's still got some of these brown spots on him. Sun exposure will do that to their fur. He'll shed that out. That'll all go away, and he'll have this nice black silver tipped coat all over him later on. So not a bad looking bunny though. He looks pretty good. All right, buddy, let's go. Okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. There we go. Good. All right, let's see if we can get this blue doe brushed out. She's got, you can probably see it here, just clumps of fur. She needs kind of brushed the same way. So let's see what we can do here. See if she's going to tolerate it as well as the buck did. Thank you guys for all the name suggestions too, by the way. I haven't picked one yet, but I will soon. You guys gave me some great suggestions on names. I'm going to have to go back through them, have my wife help me out. We'll pick what we think are the best ones, probably. Throw those names on these guys. don't jump off. No, don't jump off. It's okay. Get her calmed down just a little bit. Yeah. Lots of extra fur on you. You need brushed out too, don't you? I like these blues, this blue phase of the silver fox. Right now it's not a showable phase, so if you're into show rabbits, you can't actually show blue silver fox. I think they're working on getting that added, but I do like them. I think they're pretty little rabbits. They're kind of cool. Just, I like them quite a bit. I'm glad I got her. Oh, that one's kind of hurts. That's kind of a rough spot. She's twitching a little bit when I was brushing that spot. I'll go a little gentler. Clean the fur out of the brush. Big old blob of fur. And I know these guys are going to feel better after this is done. The other two are not bad. I mean, one of them's too young. You know, my other doe is too young to be molting right now, or blowing her colt, shedding, whatever you want to call it. She's really too young for that. But these three that I got well, 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, they're all shedding. But the other one, he seems to be doing a pretty good job with it. He doesn't have a whole lot of clumped up fur. It's just really these two right here that just kind of held on to it, couldn't get rid of it. So what I'm doing is just feeling her fur right here. Sometimes it's easier just to kind of run your hand across there and pull out little clumps of loose fur as you go than it is to try to run the brush in some of these spots. But you can feel the roughness of the shed fur. It's not smooth and soft like the regular fur. It's kind of rough. Oh, was Max blocking the camera there? Had to photobomb us. But you can feel where the fur feels rough and not smooth and soft. And that's the areas that have some extra fur that just hung up in there. Oh, I feel pretty good on this side now. Look at that. She's young yet. She's not full grown. I got about probably another couple months before I can breed her. A month and a half, something like that. We'll give her some time and see. But oh, you turned around for me. That's good. Good. She's awful easy to handle too. Somebody asked me to do a video on why I chose silver fox rabbits. And, you know, honestly, part of the reason was just because that's what I had, that they were available. That's what I could get. But I've always kind of liked the silver fox. I've had silver fox before. Never good pedigree silver fox. So it's never been one of those things that I've been able to just breed silver fox. I had like a silver fox doe, and she was a good doe. You know, I like the color pattern of the silver fox. It's a little unusual. It's not something that you see a lot of around here. Now, of course, this is a blue, and that's incredibly unusual because they're not an officially recognized, you know, silver fox, I guess. I don't know how to say that, but anyway, you get that. But I'm talking the silver fox in general is just a little bit unusual around here. It's not something that everybody has. So I thought, you know, well, I could probably stand out a little bit in the local area here if I go to selling some of the rabbits to help pay for feed cost. I've got pedigree silver fox, which is not very common around here, and that'll help a little bit. But I also like their demeanor. They're a heritage breed, so they are a little bit on the rare side. They're not nearly as common. They're starting to get more common now, but they're not nearly as common as some of the other breeds of rabbits. But I like their disposition. They're just holding New Zealand down like this and trying to brush it out is a little tricky. These silver foxes just tolerate the handling a lot more. They don't tend to be too grumpy. I can pick her up. I don't have to just scruff her every time. New Zealand's, when you pick them up, I always have to grab them right here, kind of scruff them, hold them pretty tight, because they'll kick and scream, not scream, but kick and scratch you up real good. But these silver foxes are a little bit calmer. And I can tell, like I can feel her I can feel her heart beating. It's not racing. She's not panicking right now. She was, you know, a little bit nervous, I think, because, you know, of course I got her out of her cage. I got her on this strange place. I'm brushing her, handling her a whole lot, which she's not necessarily used to, but she's not panicky. She's not, you know, flight or fright, you know, fight kind of mode like a lot of times you get with New Zealand's, even California's sometimes. They tend to be a little calmer to me, but still, even those kind of can be that way. She was easy to brush out, actually. That was, I think we're done with her. Just already, I mean, you look so much better. But she's got that same Silver Fox stand-up fur. You brush them this way, or you run your hand across them this way, and it just stands up. You run across this way, and it lays back down. I think there's a little bit more down here we can get out. Yeah, there's a lot more down there, isn't there? You know, rabbits don't usually need, they do a pretty good job of keeping themselves clean, but sometimes they need a little bit of a brushing to help them get rid of some of that extra fur. And this will help out a lot. This will make them more comfortable too, because it is still pretty hot out here. And we took half a rabbit's worth of fur off of her, so that'll be good. I can feel some rough spots down there. Let's get that. Look at that. You look so much better. Stay on there. Max, leave it. Go on. Max is being very good. I'm kind of surprised. I expected him to be a little bit more rowdy around these guys, but he's not. Now, if they jump, like I said, jumps off there and runs, it'll be on. He'll get them. Just to catch you and not let you do that. Oh, look at you posing. Not quite. Almost. I need to learn how to pose a little bit better. But look at that. She's not bad. She looks pretty good. She's pretty rabbit. You get rid of this brown spotted fur on her. Once she sheds all that out, she'll be really nice and pretty. Now you feel nice and soft. All right, you ready to go back in your home? So this is another nice thing about Silver Fox. I can just pick her up, and she doesn't kick and freak out. She's just like Jello, basically. All right. They look pretty happy now. So I don't think the other two don't need brushed out right now. I'll take you around and show them your show real quick. They're doing fine. They don't need it. But these two definitely did. They could use a little bit more, it looks like, but it's not bad. It's way better than it was. Let's take you off the camera. We'll take you in close. We'll show you how they're all doing. Okay, here's the buck that we just brushed out. You can see he's just kind of calm back in the back. He looks so much better than he did. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but so much better. Nice. There he is. Look at him bunch up and kind of pose up there in the corner for us. Nice job. All right, so in here is my youngest doe. She's only, I don't know, 15, 16 weeks old, something like that. She's young. She's starting to get a little bit of the silver tips on her fur, just up around her face, her neck. On her ears and that kind of thing. Not much yet. Silver foxes don't grow those silver tips. They're born black and then, or blue or whatever, but they don't grow those silver tips on their fur until they're like around 6 months old or so. So she looks good right now. Just waiting for her to grow out a little bit and get her bred, but it's going to be a while before she's ready to breed. She's grown a little bit since I've gotten her already. I can tell she's bigger, but she's not ready to breed yet, of course. A ways away. We got the other buck right here. He's also been shedding, but he doesn't look bad. He looks like he's had no problems shedding his coat. So, I mean, brushing him wouldn't hurt, but I don't think he really needs it. It's not that big a deal. He's looking fine, no problems. And here's the blue doe that we just brushed out. She looks much better. I mean, you may not be able to tell on camera, but I can sure tell. I walking by looking at that raggedy fur every day, and I just hated it. Just wanted to get her out and brush her, but it was so hot. I just didn't want to pester him in the heat of the day. So it's nice and cool this morning. It worked out. I was able to get him out and get him brushed out. Oh, and I got to show off my new hat here. What do you guys think of my new hat? I had my good old trusty Boonie hat that I've been wearing forever. at QuailCon, raining all day, the hat was wet, and I went like this, just ripped a big hole right in the top of the hat. So got a new one here. This is a Oilskin, Outback Trading Company, Oilskin. I think they call it River Guide or something like that. What do you guys think? I splurged. It's a fairly expensive hat. But man, it does a great job, keeps the sun off my neck, off my ears. You know, that wide brim is what I like for that reason. And of course, you know, I don't have any hair, so gotta have something on top of my head to protect me from the sun. This is SPF 50. This is a fitted hat, so I actually ordered one in large. It was a little too tight, had to send it back, order another one in extra large. So extra large for my big head, I suppose, is the case. But anyway, I like it. Nice sweatband right here that's moisture wicking, so it does keep my head a little cooler than, I mean, it's still warm in the summer because, you know, you put something on your head, it's going to be warm, but it's cooler than my boonie hat was for sure. It's not nearly as hot, and it does do a good job of absorbing the sweat, getting it off of me, which helps a little bit too. So anyway, new hat, that's something exciting. And you can probably see the garden behind me. Looks pathetic. I mean, of course, this is, you know, late September. I mean, it's not necessarily supposed to look good like this, but it was bad. This was the worst year I've ever had gardening. Multiple reasons for that, which I kind of already went through, but a big part of that was I just didn't feel it this year. But, you know, I feel much better now. All of a sudden, I just kind of got reinvigorated. I'm back. I got new rabbits. That helps. Got a new hat. I don't know if that helps any or not, but anyway, I feel much better. I feel much more invigorated, much more, I'm just excited about it again. Kind of had a little bit of a lull there for a little while. About the last year, I've just kind of been, I don't know, just kind of too much going on, I think, in life. And I don't know, I just didn't have the energy for it. So again, my point is, you know, you don't feel bad when you get like that. If you need to take some time off of your stuff, take some time off, you know. I mean, the birds, I didn't do as many birds as I normally do this year. I did a few hatches, but not nearly as many as what I normally do. I didn't get any meat chickens. I was a little late on that. That was part of the reason I got kind of discouraged when I was looking for meat chickens. No place had them. They were already sold out. They sold out super early this year. So that was discouraging, and I just got to a point where I was just like, you know what? I'm just giving up. Just done with it for the summer. I don't get that way very often, but every once in a while I do, and you know, it's okay. You get out of it, you work your way through it, and next year is going to be a much better year. So what I need to do different on the garden is I need to pull up all that weed fabric. I need to lay down a big layer of compost. I got rabbit manure coming again, so that rabbit manure is going to go in the garden. Last year I didn't have rabbit manure to throw in, and last year I didn't put a layer of compost down. I just kind of said, well, let's see if it'll work with last year's. You know, and it's partially that, partially the drought. I just didn't do a good job with my seedlings. I got kind of lazy with them. It was so late putting them in. I mean, I had multiple things kind of stacked against me this year, and I let it get the better of me. But we're going to be better off this year. It's going to do much better. I say next year, I should say. From here on out, it's going to be much better. We got rabbits that hopefully in the next month and a half or so, I'm going to be able to breed and start having some baby rabbits on the household, or in the house. I don't know what you call this. It's not a homestead. I don't really call myself a homesteader, but we'll start having some baby rabbits again. So I'm looking forward to that as well. But hopefully, you know, if you guys are struggling with some of the same things, it's going to get better. It's not a permanent thing. It's only temporary, as most things in life. Work through it. You'll get through it. You'll get to the other side. You'll be better off for it. You know, like I said, I wasn't really depressed. I mean, I don't really deal with depression. I'm usually in a pretty good mood, but I guess that's about as close to depressed as you can get when you just kind of give up on everything around. And when I say give up on everything, I gave up on the garden. I just kept the birds to a bare minimum, kept them, you know, I made sure they were fed, taken care of, all that kind of stuff, but I wasn't super enthusiastic about it. And of course I didn't have any rabbits, but you know, QuailCon, getting to meet everybody face to face, getting to shake some hands, getting to, you guys telling me how much you appreciate the videos, that always helps encourage me a little bit. I got reinvigorated back into answering comments again. I got, you know, the new rabbits, that all helps a little bit. So now we're back on track. Things are going to pick back up. I don't know what I'm going to do back here. I need to do more. I tell you what, the fruit trees, I need to do more in that back lot. I mean, I own this lot and I own the one right beside it, and I'm not doing anything with them right now. I need to do more. Kind of limited with what I can do. I mean, I can't throw a couple of goats back there because I'm in the middle of town. I can't do pigs. Definitely can't do pigs. Chickens, I could throw a chicken coop back there. Chickens are acceptable here. Don't know that I necessarily need them, but I might do that anyway just because I kind of like chickens. And you know, they're good multi-purpose. They'll take care of all my kitchen scraps and turn it into good compost. Compost it faster than what I can do just letting it sit in compost. So anyway, kind of a rambling on video today. I didn't necessarily have anything good planned out for you, but just wanted to share with you. You know, sometimes life throws you curveballs with a drought and a uncommonly hot summer and no water and all those kinds of things. But you know what? You'll make it through. It's going to be okay. We didn't, nothing was lost, and we're back on track. So thanks guys for watching, for hanging in there with me during this last year and a half or so when I've just been not good at responding to comments or things like that. I'm going to try to get better at that. I know I've got a lot of them waiting to me to respond to there right now. I'll get back into that too. So thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys watching the videos even when they're just kind of me rambling on for a little while. We'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, God bless.